So you sleep, get enough rest, make sure you are in good shape.
Yes.
Because tomorrow, starting tomorrow, it's business. You fall out, you are given fare to your domicile district, you go back home. So I remember this one cadet who decided to buy this kangumu, kangumu na maziwa, kunywa kwe na nguvu kesho.
Welcome back. This is the making of a military officer, and that journey starts with the selection, so the legendary cadet selection. And previously we were talking about the metrics between KDF or Kangumu as it was called,
the famous Kangumu.
The famous Kangumu, and how much that my brother here, my comrade, is saying basically just before we got back on set, that this is it remained the key cornerstone of cadets, both selection and the training.
Yeah.
Perhaps mwenye aliita Kangumu KDF alikuwa na, you know,
a hint,
as to how much this was important. And so, as you can clearly see, cadet selection is both is as hilarious, it's very intriguing, very tough, by the way. And chances are it's also full of you know, learnings and lessons learned. As we were shocked several times, we basically highlighted the three major shocks right from the onset, with the you know, the onset. Ukianza tu ukiingia kwa gate ya KMA academy, it's shock after shock, especially because no one knows. I mean, you don't have any prior information as to how this is going to happen.
Yes.
So mnaingia pale uko na suti. I remember my cream, you know, very nicely done, you know, three-piece suit, man, was all up in mud and all. And you know, this story is same as everybody else. So as you can clearly see, there's quite a bit to selection than just, you know, the paperwork and a bit of, you know, drama here and there.
Drama here and there.
Yeah.
Actually, it intrigues me that even the selected candidates, who come from military families, either born of military officers or servicemen, they don't have a copy of what happens in cadet training. They have a hint about soldiering and cadetship, but they don't know what it entails. So you are all in the same boat.
Yes,
you are sailing in the same boat of uncertainty. Uncertainty. But it is quite a lovable experience. Of course, once for those of us who went in with passion, of course, not being coerced or being forced
and looking at it as a job opportunity, any other job.
No, but it was intrinsic. It was intrinsic. So we got to selection. Basically,
day two starts. I remember.
Day two starts now.
Basically, we got into the swing of things. Immediately there was morning run from the following day.
Morning run. It was at 5. 5 in the morning. We are up on the road. Running. And then we start the business of the day. And what was a bit shocking was that day by day, people were falling out. For various reasons. Either physical bit or the mental bit of aptitude test. And that was somehow very stressful and very strenuous. You can remember we were bargaining, some of us were bargaining between missing out on cadet and missing out on campus.
On campus as well.
So each and every other night you are going to make a call back to the, your friends. Leo mumefanya kat gani leo? Umeniandikia registration number yangu hata kama huikuandika kitu.
Kirudi tu umepewa supplementary.
Opportunity cost. It was an issue of opportunity cost. Because you can imagine somebody losing out on the cuts. And losing out on cadet selection.
You lose out on the cadet selection. And this is going for 3 weeks, and that's such a long time selection. So what people have got to understand, and this is a bit of a hint, you know, there's a lot of generalities out there that people don't get to know. But beyond just the paperwork, you know, beyond just you fit the grade for, you know, there's the minimum grade for, you know, Form 4, and you have a certain height, you have a certain body weight. Beyond those, there's loads and loads of things that happen. The physicals are quite arduous. I remember part of the selection is when you actually put into grouping systems, so syndicates, call them syndicates. And you're graded both as you know, a member of a syndicate, so there's a team.
Yes, and individually.
And individually.
Yes.
And you go out there, and syndicates actually also compete, you know, amongst themselves.
Yeah.
So Syndicate 1 is up in the field, you know, a netball or doing. And I remember, you know, we also challenged quite profoundly. Nini wanaume kwa group, you know, majority actually men, because we had very few, you know, ladies amongst
ladies
us.
were
only five, only 5 among under 45, right? And you find at the end of the day, you know, the guy, the whole force that basically finished. But as the numbers get thinned from the 450 or 480 that were shortlisted, you are in those syndicates and you find people who are also struggling in the syndicates.
Yes.
So there's an example that I had, man. We were playing, was it netball? No, napata wanaume anasema sisi netball.
Netball, yeah. Actually, and we normally consider netball being a ladies' affair.
Yes.
But now this is a task that you must perform for you to be graded. So ish. No talking. And then you throw the ball. Amujuani hata majina. It's very funny. Actually, it was a cacophony of so many
hilarious moments.
Yes. But at the same time, at the back of the mind, you always have it that I'm supposed to be serious.
Absolutely.
Because each and every day, each and every minute, and each and every activity counts.
The instructors are hawk-eye on you guys.
Yes.
They are watching for teamwork. They are watching for commitment. They are watching for decision making. All these good character traits.
Yes.
And that's what they're looking out for.
So that
for some raw material that they want to pick at the end of the day as a military officer.
So not just going out there in the market and saying, okay, you are fit to be a military officer, you are fit to be a cadet.
True.
No, but by the time you are finishing those 3 weeks, at least they have a glimpse of, we can get something good out of this guy and turn into a military officer.
Absolutely.
Leader.
Absolutely. Man, the games wore on. I remember again after those, you know, you had several. I mean, every imaginable games.
I remember we played netball, we played volleyball, we played football, we played
basketball.
Basketball.
Yes.
There was tug of war.
Tug of war.
And then there was the funny bit, boxing. So after going for several laps or circuit, you are so tired.
Literally, there are people who would not lift their hands up.
Yes.
I remember, you know,
you throw a punch and you fall down. So I remember the instructors trying to incite us that this is where we are now going to get those who are going home. So if you go into the ring and you don't perform and you are knocked out, you will go home.
Nyumbani.
Sasa mnakaa hapo nje.
It was bloody.
No, nakumbuka mnakaa hapo nje mnakubaliana na mwenzako tusipigane sana. Tusipigane sana. I remember I can't remember who I fought with. But tulisikizana mzuri pale chini. And then kuingia ndani tunabembelezana. And then akanichapa hapa kati. Nilisikia nimekasirika bwana. And that is actually what the instructors want. That they ignite
that fighting spirit in you.
Yes, in you.
The fighting spirit.
Ikakuwa sasa ni all out war.
Yes.
Hata kuumana.
There were ugly moments. I remember some lady. I don't know if they ever made it because she's not among the 5 that eventually got to make it. And it got absolutely bloody, and it became a wrestling match.
Yes.
Yeah. So an instructor actually gets in to separate them, and he gets beaten by one of the ladies.
Part of the motivation also was the cheering squad.
Yes.
Actually, the other cadets are around. Yeah. Hey, mlime, unaekelewa, and then they shout, yeah, Evo. So the other guy also gets agitated. And then you start throwing punches also. At the end of the day, it becomes as hata ni makonde, hata si ngumi, piga mtu.
Yeah, exactly. It was because there were no, I mean, most if not just all of guys.
Yeah.
Majority, what a majority, and this is the way we are peace-loving people, and generally people don't, you know, martial arts is a discipline on its own. And you don't get many people who are actually boxers or karatekas, ama taekwondo, you know, experts here. So umeambiwa this is the defining moment.
Defining moment.
Kwa hii boxing ndo
cadets wanaenda. Ndio biashara ya wanajeshi.
Hapa kwa hii hapa ndo watu wanaenda nyumbani.
Yes.
You know? And so it's as bloody. So I remember and started actually getting bitten by one of the lady coaches. She was blinded and
just throwing punches.
Yeah, so it's
to score because we were told if you throw a punch and hit somebody, that's a point. So you must earn and so many points for you to secure your stay in the selection.
Yes.
And then in the whole team, scenario now. You become agitated. You expose now the other side of you.
The animal. You know, people became animals there, man.
It was fighting for survival.
Absolutely.
Because, it was quite interesting. But coming from now the physical aspect of it, now we go into the aptitude test.
Yes.
For the first time, we were subjected to exams that lasted 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Maths.
We had 90 questions, if you remember.
90 questions, which are supposed to be done
in under 15 minutes.
Yes, it was 15 minutes.
And I mean, this was profound as well.
Wow.
Kuna watu, of course, you know. And there was physics.
Algebra,
literally
physics,
mathematics, algebra, geography, history. Now some of us, as you know it, in secondary school, you get to choose subjects. So kuna watu wanatana pale na hajafanya physics. I mean, hawakufanya physics from Form 2. They dropped it because to
disadvantage to them.
Disadvantage. And you're there and you know, you had to put your best foot forward. Because literally it started dawning on us that every single day, guys are going home. Every single evening, someone comes with a list.
Yes.
And it became the list of death, man.
Hey.
Your name appears on that list, and on the psychological impact of everything they did was such that sometimes they would read out names of those who are staying.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you don't know which group is staying, which group is going.
Yes. You remember?
So a lot of suspense.
A lot of suspense.
I remember one instance. I think the last bit. There were two candidates.
Yes.
Who fainted.
Fainted.
Yeah, because we were told, okay, the names have been read out.
Yeah.
We are on this side. This side. And then they turn, say, nyinyi asanteni sana kwa kujaribu get into this far. From here, you go to the pay office, you'll be given your fare back home. And two guys just collapsed and fainted.
Yeah.
Because they could not believe it.
Exactly.
It's somehow, I think it also tried to prepare us.
Yeah.
Right through the training that you expect anything.
The unexpected. Anything at any point in time. And the impact can be huge. Yeah. So yes, I remember. And part of that as well, the kind of lessons that pronounced and laid bare for all of us, apart from just being prepared for anything that can happen at any given point in time, is the fact that there's a lot that you got to do to actually just be in the game.
Yes.
And being in the game momentarily, sometimes where people lost it is, and we all know, there are guys who came in cocky,
yes.
Wazazi wao ni watu wa jeshi, you know, their parents who are army guys, they've been there, you know, so and so is my uncle, so and so. And so they did not put in that. And those are the guys who had maximum, you know, if you may, shock on them.
Yeah.
Because quite a few individuals, you remember,
because the judgment
like that.
The judgment was being done out of merit.
Yes.
Your performance.
Totally merit.
At the end of the day, there are so many marks that you need to score.
Yes.
For you to remain.
And as part of a team, for you to remain.
Yeah. So it didn't matter whether you are coming from you are born of a military officer or a serviceman. No.
True.
At the end of the day, now they were looking at those qualities and aspects.
Yes.
From an individual point of view and also from a team point of view.
Yes.
For you to be maintained within the game.
Absolutely. Yeah. And wow, man, it goes for 3 weeks, and literally every single day,
you have guys being paid.
Guys being paid.
I remember they were calculating the fare based on kilometer from your domicile district. So if I'm coming from all the way from Tana River, so many kilometers, say like
400. I know, 435 now.
435 kilometers.
85, yeah.
And then they have their own math and calculation per kilometer. So you are given fare one way. Whether you are coming in from Nairobi at the university, we make sure that you go back to Tana River district. That was the shock now on quite a number.
And you know, for me again, the motivation. Now I know it's psychologically very correct. There's Professor Leona Tam, back in the day, with a book that I read, and she's the lord of what they call is a psychological test that she did, and they now call it implementation intention.
Yes. That
you can pretty much, you know, score yourself against some very well articulated objectives.
Yes.
And as long as you keep taking them off your mind. So that's for me, that's what I did. I made a conscious effort, invested in the fact that I literally have to make it here. Yes. If I don't, you know, campus is gone. You know, you've lost a whole semester or year.
Yeah.
And there's no, you know, getting that back. It's something that you can salvage. Of course, you have to rudia a whole year in campus. That was one for me. The other one, and the key motivation as well, you know, avoiding running into, you know, failure.
Yes.
Was for me a big one. And as I think everybody else had this in their minds. Imagine, as you said at the beginning, majina ametokea kwa gazeti, umekuwa instant celeb.
You are representing, I was representing a whole district, Tana River district.
Yeah.
And then they get wind that you went and failed. You become a loser in society. So that also shapes, gives you that motivation and that punch to go through.
Yeah.
I remember we were two of us from Tana River district, and the one who was with me got checked out in week. No, actually on day one.
Day one.
Day one. It was the only one.
Yes.
So the instructors kept surrounding me, telling me you are the only one remaining in Tana River district. So you must work hard. You must work hard so that at least Tana River district has a representative in this training. So I got it as a challenge.
Yeah.
I got it as a challenge, and of course, okay, personally, I believe in winning.
Yeah.
Giving it all, giving my best. And I think we did well.
Literally so, man. It does. And you know, I go by this rule in life. It actually does pay to be a winner. It pays to be a winner. And I think that's something that if you are to be wedded to. So folks, as you can clearly see, cadet selection, you know, the making of military officer starts with that legendary selection. And as you can clearly see, it's something that's beyond just what people feel, which is just the kind of paperwork and you're appointed to an office and you start working as a military officer. Not at all. And so don't be shocked the next time you actually have someone who's yourself or someone else who you feel is going to rock up. You may help them and prevent them from rocking up cold for this legendary cadet selection, which ideally ends the first phase of the process, you know, the factory institution that makes a military officer. So the onset is that selection. So keep it tuned for the next episode that's going to build on this selection and take you through the journey of the making of a military officer.